The year was 1960. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, and Elvis was the king of rock and roll. You could fill up your car for just 31 cents a gallon, buy a house for nearly $12,000, and treat yourself to a candy bar for just a nickel. 1960 was also the year that Southside Bank officially opened in Tyler, Texas. With just 10 employees and $350,000 in capital, Southside was established to meet the needs of the Tyler community as the first suburban bank. At the time, Tyler was home to approximately 50,000 people and expanding south. In fact, the bank's name originated from its location, which was on the south side of the city. Opening day was exciting for the community, as hundreds joined Southside Bank leaders Murph Wilson and Bill B.G. Hartley to celebrate. Newspaper stories noted the bank's modern features like drive-up windows, free parking, and a coffee lounge that would become a favorite meeting place for business leaders. Southside quickly attracted customers from the growing hospital district and other nearby developments. Within just 3 months of opening, deposits exceeded $1 million and continued to rise.
Up until then, about the last 85 years, the 3 large banks downtown, huge multi-story buildings, and the people were like me. They were a little intimidated as you walk in there and try to ask for a loan for your business or to expand your business. Finally, one day, 1960, a group of very intelligent, great visionaries put together a team, went out about 8 to 10 blocks off of the square out on the main thoroughfare and started Southside Bank. And the next 8 to 10 years would develop a brand new brand and a brand new footprint of personalized banking.
Right off the main lobby or the teller area was a coffee bar. And that every day is where a lot of the local businessmen would meet, drink their coffees. It was really interesting because that was kind of their place to talk about things that were going on in their business. We learned a lot just from our customers and being around them.
The first time somebody introduced me as their banker, it was really quite an honor because it meant they trusted me. I wanted them to see me as their banker and that I would do what's best for them and that they could come to me for advice or service, whatever they needed.
The early 1980s were a time of exciting growth for Southside. In 1981, the bank opened the largest drive-thru in Tyler. 3 years later, a second full-service location was opened to serve the growing Tyler market. Debit cards were also introduced around this time and completely changed how people banked.
People just flocked to Southside because we could take care of them and answer every question they had. And it's just absolute phenomenon how Southside has been so successful because we've continued to always stay close to the customer and make sure they're happy.
If a client, current or potential, trust us, then they're going to know that we're going to put our best efforts forward to take care of their financial needs. They're going to know that when they have a need in their family, whether that's a new baby, a new car, or a new job, they can come to us and we'll take care of them.
In the mid to late 1980s, Texas experienced a severe economic downturn, and bank failures in the state reached a post-depression record. For a while, Texas banks were even failing at a rate of 3 per week. There were 12 banks in Tyler at the beginning of the economic downturn. In our chairman's message from 1988, it read, "There's never been a more appropriate time to roll up our sleeves and reaffirm our commitment to serve the banking needs of the Tyler area." But by 1989, Southside was the only bank remaining that had not been forced to close or change its name.
At the time of the recession in the 80s, that was a big turning point in the banking industry. But we were very cautious because we had the people's money in our bank. We didn't want anything to hinder our arm's length transactions with all the customers or be hindered in any form of continuing to do business with all the vast amount of customers we had accumulated. So we refused it.
It was an all hands on deck. Everybody was repurposed on what their day-to-day was just to make sure we were doing everything we could to not only help those customers that needed help, but to do what's best for the bank.
Our team members live in the communities. Our customers live in the communities we operate in. And that's why it's important for us to make sure our communities are solid, that they have what they need, that they continue to grow and prosper, because all of our greatest assets live in the communities in which we're privileged to serve.
I've seen Southside put people first because they care about all the things that go on in their lives. Committed to employees, committed to our communities, committed to our customers. The level of commitment is just second to none.
The 1990s continued to be a time of rapid growth for Southside. In 1993, Southside opened the first grocery store bank branch in East Texas in partnership with the Brookshire Grocery Company. This created a whole new level of convenience and offered extended banking hours during the week and on Saturdays.
The larger banks were doing that with the larger food chains around the country. And so the leadership of the local grocery company, Brookshire Grocery Company, and our leadership got together and we opened our first grocery store branch at Lake Palestine. It was a tremendous success. You know, the rest is history. We began to open more and more.
11 other branches were opened during the 1990s, including additional grocery store locations, the downtown Tyler branch, and the first traditional branch outside of Tyler, which was located in Longview. Southside experienced two other exciting milestones during this time: the introduction of online banking and the call center. The first online banking system used a floppy disk to connect customers to the Southside Bank system, allowing them to check their balance from the convenience of their home or office rather than contacting the bank.
You can have access to all your Southside accounts anytime, day or night. It's that quick.
Southside also had a team of 6 skilled employees establish its first call center. These employees provided an important resource by serving as a centralized department to answer customer questions, furthering the bank's commitment to customer service.
I was one of the original 6 in the first call center. We actually trained for approximately 4 months in all the different departments and branches of the bank so that we had firsthand look at how everything was run. The customers loved it because beforehand they would be passed from person to person to person to try to get their answers to their questions. When we first started, we took around 500 to 800 calls a day.
The banking business changes, and it changes constantly. And to give the customers what they want, access. They didn't want to come down to the bank and stand in line. They wanted to access it through computers and now through mobile phones. And you have to stay up with technology to serve the customers and to keep them.
In 1998, Southside Bancshares Incorporated common stock began trading on the NASDAQ Stock Market Index. This marked a momentous occasion for Southside, and the bank was honored to be invited to ring the NASDAQ closing bell a decade later in celebration of its 10-year association. As Southside entered the 2000s, the bank had reached $1 billion in assets and continued to make an impact in East Texas. In 2003, Southside received its first Texas Bankers Association Cornerstone Award and was named Large Business of the Year by the Tyler Chamber of Commerce. Later in 2010, Southside was ranked as the second highest performing bank in the country and the highest performing bank in Texas, with total assets over $3 billion by SNL Financial, as reported by the American Bankers Association Banking Journal. Delivering modern and innovative banking solutions that meets the needs of its customers has always been a priority for Southside. The bank's mobile app was introduced in 2011 and made it possible for customers to manage their accounts anytime and anywhere. Later, convenient features, including mobile deposits and person-to-person payments, made sending money as easy as sending an email or text.
Technology has advanced, and because it has provided more opportunities to people, it's changed the way people connect with us. The thing I love about the bank when it comes to putting customers first is how we don't buy products just because they're in a bundle or because it's convenient to deploy them, but because they're the best in class, the best thing we can offer our customers.
It was in the span of just 10 years that Southside would acquire 3 other financial institutions and significantly expand its footprint across the state. It started in 2007 with Fort Worth National Bank. This exciting step allowed Southside to offer banking services locally to Fort Worth, Arlington, and Austin. Southside continued its growth in 2014 with the acquisition of Omni American Bank, headquartered in Fort Worth. The bank gained 14 branches and increased its asset size to approximately $4.9 billion, positioning Southside as the 9th largest bank headquartered in Texas based on deposits. Most recently, in 2017, Southside acquired First Bank and Trust East Texas based in Diboll. This added 17 branches, increased its asset size to $6.5 billion, and allowed the bank to reach communities in the southeastern region of Texas.
Our mission statement is to bring prosperity, security, and wealth to the businesses and the people of Texas. Because of that, we look for opportunities, and sometimes opportunities come to us to be able to take Southside to an adjoining market that we're already in or a new market. And those are exciting opportunities for us because it allows us to bring more Texans into that Southside family.
I've met a lot of people here that have mentored me and have helped me grow, and I know care about me, been loyal to me. And it's having that experience makes it that much easier to pass on that care and that loyalty to the customers that I service now.
Southside's continued dedication to its customers and the communities it serves started with strong leadership. Bill B.G. Hartley was only 34 years old when he became the president of the bank. He was also the first president and CEO of Southside Bancshares. Hartley would drive Southside's growth and customer-focused culture for years to come. He's still remembered for telling team members, "Attitude first," which meant showing up every day ready and excited to help customers. Hartley was succeeded as CEO of Southside Bank in 2012 by Sam Dawson, who'd served as president and chief operations officer for 14 years. Sam's many contributions included overseeing the Omni American acquisition. In 2015, Lee Gibson was named president of Southside Bank. He assumed the additional role of CEO just over a year later. Lee's career with the bank began in 1984 and included 15 years as chief financial officer. Under his leadership, Southside was recognized as one of America's most trustworthy financial companies by Forbes in 2017. The bank also received the Texas Bankers Association Cornerstone Award in both 2019 and 2020. In addition, Lee directed a rebranding effort to modernize Southside Bank's image. The bank's new brand identity and branch design reflects its commitment to being a forward-thinking bank with modern solutions and personal service.
We've had only 3 CEOs in the 60 years of Southside Bank, and just tremendous leadership, visionaries, people that wanted to be down where the customers were walking and talking and be a part of them.
Over the years, having 3 different CEOs that I've had the privilege to work under, they all have the same heart in regards to always doing what's best for the customer, doing what's best for our employees. They want to see our communities succeed.
The way customers want to do banking has changed significantly, probably more so in the last 15 years than the previous 45, and a lot of that has to do with technological advances. And so it was important for us to remodel our branches to bring in all that technology and provide customers a space in which they could perform banking in the way that they want to do it.
I think it goes back even to the small changes we made with the logo and the color. That logo shows movement, it shows change. The color, it stands for trust. So when that ties back to the people, it's letting them know what we stand for. And that's something people want to be a part of.
From only 1 branch and 10 employees in 1960 to where the bank is today, Southside continues to evolve. Its unwavering commitment to providing the best innovative services for its customers, supporting its communities, and investing in its employees will continue to drive Southside's success in the future.